everyone. So this video will probably be pretty rambly because I don't like rehearse my videos or say and write out what I'm going to say. And I was going to do my makeup collection and show you what it was that, like, how I'm separating things. But I'm going to do that in a separate video because I think this one is going to get a little bit long. So as you can tell from the title of the video, this is about going cruelty free. I talked before about how Brianna from I Love Jessie 444 and I are going to do collaboration videos that have to do with going natural, and she lives like a natural lifestyle, and I'm someone who wants to live more of a natural lifestyle, and it's going to be like a road to becoming natural. Some people just drop everything one day and they start living the natural lifestyle the next, and I'm more of like a turtle, and I will just, I'm going to be taking baby steps but learning along the way, and that's a journey that we're going to share with you. But before we do that, I wanted to put it out there about going cruelty free, and what we choose to put on our bodies, and whether or not we choose to use natural products or not. I think that we should all go cruelty free, and that's just my opinion, and I know that people will definitely disagree. But I think when I really started to become more aware of what was going on was a few years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago. I started watching Oxford Jasmine's beauty videos, and I will link her below. She's not making new videos right now, but she still has all of her videos up, and I just really love her. So if you're watching, I love you. And she stuck to her guns, and she is the one who first introduced me to cruelty free, where like I didn't really know much about it, and I hadn't really even considered it until she started making her videos. And I remember she made a video, and she just talked about how we mistreat animals for a little bit of lipstick, and I was like, man, that's so true, and it's not okay. And so I did pretty well at like being more conscious of what I was purchasing. And then once I had my daughter, I just stopped paying attention to what was going on. And the list of companies that are cruelty free changes a lot. So when this was going on, when I first was learning about it, MAC was a cruelty free company. MAC is no longer cruelty free. They are owned by Estee Lauder, and Estee Lauder is not a cruelty free company. So they are no longer on the list of cruelty free brands, which makes me really sad. But it changes a lot. So while I was pregnant, I really started becoming more conscious of what I was putting in my body, being around certain things. So like I wouldn't let myself be around heavy chemicals. And then one of the things that I didn't know about was you're not supposed to use fabric softener when you're washing baby's clothes, and a natural replacement for that would be vinegar. So there was that. And then when I started paying more attention to what I was eating, and I started to read more, and I started to watch more documentaries like Food Inc. and Fast Food Nation, Forks Over Knives, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. There's a few more, but I've watched a lot of them, and I've read a lot. And the way that the food industry treats animals is absolutely disgusting. And you may say, well, what does it matter? They're going to end up dead anyway. And to me, like, they don't need to be tortured the whole time that they're alive. They don't need to suffer so that we can eat them. And from a health standpoint, eating meat that is injected with hormones and antibiotics isn't good for us anyway. And there are a lot of studies to prove that. You can Google it and you can find out that stuff for your own. It took me a long time to start to really like gather all the information that I have. And I'm not going to like spew all that out in this video, and I can make a separate video if you want. But so I started buying meat that was only free of hormones and antibiotics, and then also cage free. And then if I was able to find a local farm that supports humane treatment of animals. And then just over time, I just started losing my taste for meat anyways. So I don't eat meat anymore. Every once in a while, like bacon will sneak in, you know, if I'm somewhere and somebody's crumbled it. No, I love bacon. You know, years ago, I said that I would never become a vegetarian or a vegan because I love bacon. But now when I go to eat that bacon, I'm like, oh, this cute little pig was like locked up in a pen and couldn't get up and walk around and started getting diseased because it wasn't treated right. And then they sliced its throat while it was still alive, and then it just squealed its way down the track. Like, to me, I'm just not okay with that. And I know that that's really graphic, but it's the truth. And I was ignorant for a really long time, and I can't say that I'm ignorant, and because I'm not. I know what's going on. And there are farms that do not mistreat their animals. Seek them out. I'm not saying do or don't eat meat. That, you know, that is an extremely, extremely personal issue, and I realize that, and people look at me like I'm crazy when I say I don't eat meat, but that is that. And again, like, there are times when meat sneaks in. You know, if I'm at a friend's house and they don't know and they make a meal, I'm not going to be rude and reject them. Like, I can't blatantly eat like a chicken though. I mean, if it's like mixed in something and I don't really notice it's there, that's one thing. This weekend when I was at the retreat, all the meals were prepared for us, and one of the meals that came out was chicken, and I was like, okay, well, I'm at a retreat, I can't go and get food anywhere. Like, I cut off a piece of chicken, I put it in my mouth, and that's as far as I got. And my best friend was sitting next to me, and I think she saw like the look on my face because she just handed me her napkin and I had to spit it out. I couldn't do it. And that's just my personal thing. But if I do buy meat, I will buy a turkey or a chicken. I'll go to like Whole Foods or something and get something that is free of all the yucky stuff. So anyways, that really started me in thinking about animals. And I say that I'm an animal lover, and a lot of people say they're animal lovers, but then it doesn't make sense to me to say that we're animal lovers, but then don't do anything about the mistreatment of animals. It's like, I know that this is all over the place, and I don't mean to be all over the place, but my thoughts are just all crazy inside of my head. So then I started doing research again on makeup and cruelty-free brands. And I'm the kind of person that needs to know what's going on. Otherwise, I can easily slide into the ignorant role and just be like, oh yeah, they're cruel, that, you know, they're not cruelty-free, but, you know, and then I don't think about it. Well, when I know that I need to make a change, I have to give myself the information that I need. And I have seen the footage of animals that are in laboratories being tested on for the sake of cosmetics. And it's not a pretty picture, and it's really sad, and it makes me cry. And I just want to go and gather all these animals and love them, because I feel bad. There's no reason why animals should be locked in the cage and injected with chemicals and have products tested on them that cause them physical pain. Whether or not you like animals, like, we shouldn't inflict harm on an animal and cause them pain on purpose. And that's what's happening. These animals are being tortured while they are alive, and then they're just killed off. That is not a life. That is not okay. And it goes further than that in what they do with animals. And I won't say everything it is that I saw, but I encourage you to go out there and research it, and don't be ignorant, and don't just ignore the issues, because there are enough companies out there that are cruelty-free that you don't have to live without them. Yeah, there are some companies that I'm not going to be able to use anymore that I'm really sad about. I am sad that I can't use MAC anymore. And there are a couple companies that the verdict is out on whether or not they are cruelty free. I'm looking on the PETA website, the Leaping Bunny website, and the Go Cruelty Free website. And then there's tons of blogs out there that are dedicated to cruelty free, and there's conflicting information. And then there's some people that will continue to use a cruelty-free brand even if it's owned by a company that is no longer cruelty-free, and hopes that putting their money towards that cruelty-free brand will then show that company that we like the cruelty-free brand, and that they will then cease their testing on their products. But if that brand can still continue to make this product over here that's tested on, but still make money on this product that doesn't test on animals, what incentive do they have to change? The reason why most companies test on animals, or like you will see, they'll even say that they're cruelty free except where required by law, that means that they just want to sell in China, which means that they want to open up to that market, make more money. And because China requires that these products are tested, that's why they're doing it. They don't have to sell to China. They can choose not to sell to China. And a couple companies have actually withdrawn from that. One of the companies was Urban Decay. They had announced that they were going to start selling to China, and people wigged out. It was a big deal, and they now have withdrawn from that. So they are still cruelty free. Had they started selling to China, they would no longer be considered a cruelty free company. Another one is Dermalogica, but I just read tonight that they are withdrawing from China, and they will resume to be a cruelty free company. Your words matter. If you speak out and you tell a company that you love that you cannot and will not support them if they start practicing animal testing, they will listen, right? Those are just two companies. There are other companies that have withdrawn. And if you say something and we all start saying something, we can make a difference. I just don't think that it's right for them to do these things. And I keep saying that, and you get it, so I'm going to try to not say it anymore. You get it. I'm not okay with animal testing. But it's up to you whether or not you continue to use a product that is owned by a company. An example, Burt's Bees has always been very clear that they are a cruelty-free brand. They are owned by Clorox. Clorox is not a cruelty-free brand. Personally, for me, I feel like I shouldn't buy it anymore because that money's going to Clorox. And Clorox has to me, they have no incentive to change because they are making money from their cruelty-free line and they are making money from their non-cruelty-free lines. Other people will say that if you keep buying just the Burt's Bees products, it's going to show that company that that's what we want. But I mean, they're making money either way. So for me, I don't think that that's going to give them a reason to change. How you feel and where your morals lie, that would be like your decision. But I am going through my products and I am sadly separating them from box to box on products that are cruelty free, that have like the bunny on the logo. If you have to apply like to PETA or to the Leaping Bunny in order to be given permission to use the logo. Companies can say that they're cruelty free and not really be cruelty free because it's not something that is required by law. But if they have the bunny on it, that means that they did go through a process with PETA or Leaping Bunny in order to be allowed to use that. So you can be certain that that is a company that went through the proper channels. However, like PETA will still post on their company webpage that that a company is cruelty free, even if they are owned by a company that isn't cruelty free. So you really have to look at it. And I printed out a list from Leaping Bunny, and it's the Coalition for Consumer Information on Cosmetics. And these show the companies that do not test finished products, ingredients, or formulas on animals. And then they have like little logos. They have like a red box. Purology has a red box because it's owned by a company that is not cruelty free. Tom's of Maine has a red box because they are owned by a company that is not cruelty free. So you can go through and you can see like clearly which ones are which. And there are still a lot of companies that you can use. Urban Decay is still cruelty free, which makes me really, really happy. So when I do my makeup collection, you'll see that because I'm going to separate them into different boxes. There's still a couple companies that I'm not 100% sure about, so I'm writing the companies directly to see what their statement is, and just to be like certain, because like I said, the verdict is out where they'll be on one company or one list for cruelty free, but then not on the other. And then there's a lot of blogs, like I said, where they have them on their list and the other blogs don't have them. But that also has to do with, as I mentioned before, on whether it's owned by a parent company. So people have different ideas, but I just say like, really, really, really think about it and go cruelty free. Just please do it, because these animals don't deserve it. And there's just a ton of companies out there that are cruelty free. And then, so I'm going to show that, and then I'll start doing the whole like choosing natural products. That is what is coming up. But I just wanted to share this with you. There is a beauty guru out there right now that I have been watching, and I really, really respect her for coming out and just being like no nonsense about it. And that's Beauty Savvy. I will link her channel below. She doesn't care like what people say about her, and she's doing what she feels right in her heart, and I have to do the same thing. I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't bother me. And when I do watch videos of people that I really like, I get sad that they're using products that are not cruelty free, and I am hoping that by showing all of the wonderful products that you can use that are cruelty free, that these people will follow suit. And yeah, I know that we can all make a change. So I hope that this was helpful and not too hard to understand, because I know that I kind of go from one place to the other pretty quickly. So I will link some information down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you're having a great week. Bye.